But
And I had a question.
I think we are live. So just so people know, if you're clicking on this for the replay, I have Bonzi from Sunnyside Reapers. Usually the names are showing. Let me turn those on so people that come in know exactly who we are. And we're gonna do it looks like a test run of the Sunnyside Reapers game. I just downloaded the install and I'm just waiting for it to load. Yeah, Bonzi, you want to introduce the game a little bit?
Yep. And real quick, before I do that, do you have a link that I can just kind of share in our Discord and across a few socials quick?
Oh yeah, there's always like a 2 or 3 minutes of getting set up. They don't really give you a good link.
Yeah, I noticed that.
I wish it was better.
Because it's YouTube, right?
It's telling me to restart my PC. Oh my god, that ain't happening. But yeah, I have a whole bunch of things are popping up. Come on, give me the link. All right, I got the link. Okay. I'll put it in the chat.
Perfect.
Well, it's not in it's in the regular chat. Yep. It says virtual machine service is enabled, which may lower performance by 50%. Is that a huge deal?
No, not for ours.
All right, I'll put no more prompt. All right, so now I should be able to share this so people can see what it looks like. And no, I want this. There we go. I think that's better. So is this an advertisement or is this is not your game, right?
No, this what you have right now is just the emulator.
Okay. So now
with that on the emulator, let's take a look. You should just be able to click the X on that.
Yep.
And then there should be something that says like system apps up to the left.
To the left?
Or Google Play somewhere.
Don't see it. Hey, what's up, Striker? How are you? Striker's always on my live streams. The time zone works out different. He's in Australia. So it's like, I think it's like Sunday morning where he lives or something.
Yep. So you don't see a box that just says system apps?
Hold on. I'll put it onto the
full screen
if I can. I'll do that.
Yeah, so there we go.
That literally was not showing just now. Okay.
You probably have to sign in. Do you have a Google Play, hopefully?
Yeah.
If you know the answer for it.
I have one. I have like 5 email addresses though, so we'll do a little trial and error while people are coming in, and also let's not put this on the screen because I'm gonna have to sign in with my phone number because I don't know what email address I used. That would be such a sick dox if I put my phone number in on a live stream and then start getting text messages like, what do you think about this $5 NFT on Stargaze?
I put I forget what it was. I set up some account where it was there, and I started getting like a few texts, and I was just like, God, I didn't know it was going to actually share it with people.
Oh shit, it worked. It worked on the second password guess. Holy hell. That will never happen again. Every time I log into my bank account, I have to reset the password. Oh, this is going to show my... So what, I have to subscribe to this quick?
I can't see your screen. You shouldn't have to subscribe to anything.
It says LD Player. It says monthly subscription $2.99, yearly subscription $29.
For LD Player, it's free.
It says LD Player Premium, so I have to get out of this, right?
Yeah, it's free.
All right, let me just share this one more time.
Yep.
So what do I click exactly? This?
System apps.
System apps. All right. I'm going to take it off the screen. I don't want my stuff to come up if it does.
Gotcha.
And then I'm clicking Play Store?
Yep.
I thought that's what I did. Okay.
And then in the search bar, do Sunnyside Cemetery, TCG.
Yeah, this is just not doing well for me. It just X'd out by itself. Sunnyside Cemetery. Sorry, Sunnyside Cemetery. What?
TCG.
Okay. Let's see. It says TCG player. Is that it?
Nope. Click on the new tab at the top. There should be a section that shows like new apps specifically. Quick search again.
Yeah.
So here, I'm just gonna give you the link.
Oh, sure.
I don't know where to put it in on that player, so to speak, but I'm sure there's a spot where it can go. And can I put it in the public chat, by the way?
Yeah, sure.
How do I do that?
If you don't have the chat overlay it's on the right side of my screen. I don't know what it would look like on your screen, but this is cool.
Okay.
So now this is, I got it. Okay. So I install the emulator.
Yep.
And that's because this is a mobile game, right?
Yes. It works natively on Android right now, and within 1 week, most likely probably 3 to 5 days, it's going to be on iOS as well.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah.
So it says purchase success will require authentication. Do I have to put purchases and apps through Play Google or only app installs? It gives me a weird I don't play, in case you haven't noticed, I don't download any games. So I don't know. All these screens are new to me. Let me show you what this is showing me. So people will be able to do this in like a fraction of the time that I'm doing it.
No. Well, so no one will have to go through this part because it's mobile.
Right.
Yeah, no, I know. I need to give people a heads up on that for like the emulator. It's just so you can share the screen, right?
Yeah. I lost the window. God damn it. Okay. Oh my God. I'm just gonna click that link again. Jesus. Yeah, so for the millions of people watching this, just give me a second.
You should just be able to download it and then you just drag and drop it into the emulator.
I'm pretty sure it just downloaded. Like, what the hell? Is it going to show up on my desktop? It doesn't say. All right, I'll just download it again. It says install and it's showing my phone. So I think that was my problem.
Oh yeah, and you don't actually need to install it from there.
Let me just see if I could show you my what my screen looks like here. And there we go. So so what do I click? The top one or the bottom one?
Oh, I see what it's trying to do. Only app installs, purchase and apps install through. Do only app installs. And it's trying to download it on your phone. Okay. Go back to the emulator.
All right, I'm there.
Okay. In the emulator, so search Sunnyside Cemetery TCG and then just scroll down, and then there will be a tab that says new.
TCG?
Yep. And then scroll down. That top one. So if you scroll a little bit, and now scroll back up. Keep scrolling up. Stay as high as it goes.
Yeah. Isn't that weird?
That's not what shows up on my screen. I can just send you the file, I guess.
Yeah, this is annoying. Let me see. I'm trying to see if it downloaded on my phone.
It probably did.
Got it. Yeah, I see it on my phone. All right. Yeah, so my emulator is looking different than yours.
Yeah.
Um,
Where's that link I gave Don?
in the meantime, I'm going to share this on the stream on Twitter.
Should we though?
Yeah, people will definitely want to see this. Watch me stumble through like a game setup.
I know. What do I even do?
All right. But yeah, so you're saying this screen's different and those tabs across the top are the same, just that the screen's different on yours?
Yeah, so my screen has a section that says new, and the app shows up under the new section. It doesn't show up under the normal apps because it just got approved today.
It's showing like it's showing my other devices. So should I just try to download it?
On
don't
here, try clicking games and searching it. Like, there's 100% a spot that's going to say new somewhere.
New right here. There it is.
Yeah, and then
And then I'll spell cemetery correctly.
and it's gonna show the same stuff. Of course, it will.
Damn. Google, you stink. You got to get your game over here on this. Be the first to play this game, you know.
Yeah.
But I like the logo for your game is awesome. People are gonna just download it just based on that, like 100%, 100%.
Can you actually just maximize the LD player screen?
This tab right here?
No. So, the whole thing.
Yep.
Oh, it is maximized on your screen.
Yeah, yeah. Yep. People want to say hi in the chat or let me know what I'm doing wrong. Or you could download it way faster than me and probably play while I'm still trying to figure out the emulator. In the meantime, I'll do this, make it fancier. Now this is better. I wonder if anyone here watched the Don stream last night. I didn't watch it yet.
We had like 2 people watching, or not 20 people watching it live. Play Store, login, install. Of course, it's going to do that.
One thing,
like, I don't.
There it is, right there.
Thank God. Okay, because I was going to say I don't have a good way to give this to you.
All right. So, is that someone on your team, or is that just like a person in the chat who knows more than both of us?
Oh, knows more than both of us. I see what he's doing. He's saying, like, don't use the keyword, right? Of TCG, otherwise it brings up all the popular ones.
All right. So now what? It's going to show up on like a phone-ish screen here.
Yep.
Like that? That's how it's supposed to look. Let me just do this.
Yeah. So that whole section we just did, that's not part of the process. Like, this is like that download and open.
And I've got it. I've got it on my phone here. It downloaded in one click. So at least there's that. Oh, it's Tin. Okay. At least it's someone who. Yeah. So look, I just literally opened the game. It took me 2 clicks, one for download and one for opening it. So and now I'm up to this part. So instead of 14 minutes, it'll take 1.4 seconds on your phone. And what am I?
So sign up.
Sign up.
And then this part, I'm going to give you a heads up. It's going to put a mnemonic on the screen. So you can either make a dummy account that you can just throw away, or you can not share your screen.
Yeah, I'll make a dummy account. Can I make more than one account with my email or no?
Put a fake email.
Oh, okay, that works.
Yep.
Can I type here? Just gonna give me shit now.
Yeah, you click in it and then you type on your keyboard.
It's not. Oh, there we go. Okay.
And it might want you to do at gmail.com.
And then I wonder if my. Oh, I see. It's on the bottom. Okay, yeah, that's because it's the emulator.
Yep.
And then password. I see that. I see the cursor's at the bottom for me.
And if this is a dummy account, are you sure you want to use Joe for the username?
Oh, I can only use it once.
Yeah. We can kind of clear it, but like we don't want to. Not right away.
Frank 12345 will work.
Yep.
Okay.
And then
so
sign up.
Dummy account.
Yep.
My virus software is going crazy. Now the server's down. All right. Is that normal?
No, it's something. Yeah, no, it's not. I've logged in a few times, but that also probably means we're not going to be able to show it, unfortunately.
Let's see. Server's down. All right. Well, why don't we do this? Why don't we talk about what you have on Stargaze right now? Because I noticed today something was minting, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and the server's not down. I can still log in.
All right. I wonder if it was my virus software, because every time when I clicked sign up,
yep,
my virus software gave me a pop-up. Let's see if I could just get rid of that.
Yeah, it's probably the firewall.
It's the emulator here. I have not used one. Let's turn this off.
It's not that 10, it's his firewall.
How do I turn this off? It's probably going to make me like log out or something completely. Yeah, it kept saying privacy threat blocked, privacy threat blocked.
What do you have, McAfee or Norton or something?
It's Bitdefender.
Okay.
Come on. Yeah, why don't you? Oh, there. Just turn firewall off.
Yep.
Let's see. I'll bring this back up. Still saying server down. All right. Let me see if I can just turn this whole thing off. No, I turned the firewall off. That should be good, right?
I mean, the antivirus could be doing. Oh yeah, try rebooting the app maybe. Like the whole LD player.
Okay. Just restart.
Yep.
Let's see. Am I gonna have to re-download, or is
Nope, it'll still be there.
Yeah, okay, cool. All right. So let's see.
Hoping.
All right. This game should work.
Fingers crossed.
Let's see.
Wait, you have your phone on you, don't you?
Yeah.
How about you just play on your phone and I play on the emulator? And
okay. Yeah, you can. Yeah. Let's do that.
Let's do that. It'll be quicker.
Yeah, just share your window with me, and then I'll just bring you in. This will be good.
Yeah, no, I like this more. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Just give me a second. It's making me sign up, and I'll make a real account, I guess.
Yep. While you're doing that, I'll show the sign up process from this side. So when you start, this is just going to be a dummy account. Put in your email, username, password. We don't do like password requirements, so if you make a bad password, that's on you. You do log in, not log in, sign up. It creates an NFT wallet for you, a Stargaze.
Cool. Yeah, that's what's happening on mine right now.
Yep.
Making the wallet. Oh, they literally do give you a mnemonic.
A mnemonic, yes. So
I gotta write this
that's
down.
where there's a copy paste button.
Oh yeah.
You have to save it. We recommend that you log into this on Kepler before ever sending anything here, because we don't store the mnemonic. This is the only time it's ever shown. And if you want to transfer your NFTs later on, then you need to be able to like access this account. So normally you copy it, but I'm not keeping this account. I click proceed. I say, yes, I've saved it. If I click no, it'll take me back. And then the Stargaze address is down here. You can just click it, and it copies it. And it's the full thing. It doesn't have the asterisks. It's not hidden when you actually copy it. And then you're in the game itself.
I just saved it to a saved it to a notepad, and then so that's actually a Stars wallet.
Yeah, it is an actual wallet. So the reason that we went with this method is now, for instance, Rec Gang, right? Like they did have to make a Kepler, but in general, with like a new user, if they're not familiar with the system, they don't need to go out to Kepler. We don't need to tell them to go buy it. We just do it for them. They can choose to use it or not, but it's a little bit frictionless. The second part is this works with any chain. It's not just Stargaze. It's not just Cosmos. This already works with ETH, Polygon, Immutable, et cetera, et cetera. So it's a lot more versatile, and it means that we don't need to make a wallet on our end. There's no wallet in the app. It's talking to a backend server that does it for us. Okay. And then do you have the, are you on this screen?
Yep. Yeah, okay. See, on the phone, it's so much faster, even though you know what you're doing and I don't. So this is pretty sweet. This is like a couple clicks and you're in the game. This is how games need to be. So,
yep. And so, like, if you want to learn nothing other than to play a game, you click deck, and then you click random deck, save, and it just builds a new deck for you. I don't know if you can see it on my screen or not, but it will just auto build a deck for you, and that has, all the cards that you want. So you can kind of like not know what you're doing and immediately build a deck.
Yeah, no, this is cool. And then I have it set up similar to yours. And then what? You have to save it?
Yep. You click save.
Okay.
And then just to kind of go through what it looks like on our screen or my screen. Up here we have the Reapers. And there are 59 of these. These are not NFTs. They're just built into the game. We have support cards here. We have Omen cards here. And I'm kind of skipping over like what these actual definitions are. But just to kind of show you, we have a bunch of different card types that can be picked in the card pool. Then there's this tab, which is, these are actually NFTs that I own in my wallet. These are on Stargaze right now, and you can kind of see that the image gets pulled in, all the stats get pulled in, and they're turned into cards.
Okay, so the mnemonic that I saved, I would have to send NFTs to that wallet if I wanted to use them in the game. Got it. Okay, but for someone who's doing this for the first time, that's maybe never heard of Stargaze, what would they do?
They can still click random deck and they can still play the game because you don't need NFTs to play the game.
Right. Okay.
Um,
Okay.
Yep. Each deck has 25 cards and you only need 10 Reapers. And then we have the cosmetics here. So I have my like Sunnyside Eternal that I own. And I add it to the deck, save it, back out. For people that are new to the game, we have this game info button. And this is basically the entire game right here.
Cool.
It's
No,
just in
this is good, man. Because when I think of games, right, I'm thinking, okay, what are some games my students can play, like when they're going to the bathroom, right, or they're like screwing around in class, and I can't tell what they're doing. This kind of game, they could run to the bathroom, quick set this up, and then boom, they could like be playing someone else in another class. And I think that's how gaming kind of needs to be with the attention spans of people right now.
Yep. We always said like we're not going to do a tutorial. Like if I open up an app and there's a tutorial, I stop. I'm not interested.
You could let like some of the actual players, like the fans, let's say, do a contest. Say whoever can make the best tutorial on YouTube in less than 5 minutes, you get something, and then you let the community do it. Right? Like it's
Yep.
if you really need a tutorial that bad, you contract that out to like the most active person in your Discord that's always bothering you.
Yep.
So
thanks, Striker.
it seems super involved. Well, listen, they got this game out quick, right? Because it's been like you were basically done by like December with what you needed to do on with NFTs, right? And you were
Yep.
just. And when did you start minting NFTs? In like June, May?
March, actually. March 31st would have been the 1 year anniversary of our OG collection on
Wow.
Stargaze.
But you guys, when was the actual Genesis mint? Like the second week of March?
March 11th.
Yeah, okay. So then you were like shortly after that. I didn't realize. You know what? I didn't know about this collection until probably like the summertime when I started doing my spaces.
Yep.
And and that's because I was only in like the Knots Discord and like one other, right? And then I think you and one of the other creators happened to be on, and then while you guys were talking, I was like buying the NFTs from my computer.
Yeah.
I
Yep,
remember it was you and the Wads guy.
Jinxto.
Yes. I think it was both you guys. So
Yep. But yeah, so just a little bit more. These three infographics are the entire game. This one only applies for like the bosses and their abilities. The second one, this is just a breakdown of the special abilities and factions and what their benefits are. Really, if you want to understand the game, you really only need to read this one, is what I would say.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So all these cards are preloaded in. When you click random, it's just picking a few off each page. You don't need all those cards. So how many cards do you need? Like 25 or something like that?
25 cards. 10 need to be Reapers. 1 needs to be a boss. Relic is required, but it doesn't count towards the card limit. Cosmetic, optional. And then Veiled Omen up to 5, Omen up to 8, or Omen no limit, Support up to 8. And yeah, I think that's right. So there, and in the deck builder, it kind of tells you what these ranges are.
All right. So I'm going to play against you, or it's going to be like against a computer player. How do I find the person I'm going to play?
So 1 second. On your end, go to Find Games.
I'm still in Deck Builder, and I saved it. So what do I click now?
Go.
Do I exit out
upper right?
Yep. Yeah, exit out. Okay.
And then go to Play.
Oh, okay. Yep.
And then Find Games.
Perfect. So someone will be waiting, almost like how how Yahoo Chess used to be like 20 some years ago.
Yep. So we use server browser right now. Long term, we want to change that, but our biggest priorities right now are iOS support, and then we want to do single player, because I know the hardest thing is to create a user base for a multiplayer game, and we're aware of that, right?
But at least this is heads up, right? It's PvP, so you don't need like 4, 6, 8, 24 people to play.
Yep.
All right, so that's the screen I'm looking at.
Yep.
Oh, I see it. I see it. Okay, so you're on the top of the table. I'm on the bottom. Okay, it's inverted. Let me. I have to. I'm gonna cheat a little bit in this game. I'll be right back.
Okay.
I brought my last beer up here, and I've been staring at it for the last like 31 minutes. So
Gotcha. Also, so there's a 45-second turn timer, which is why why it's my turn right now.
I don't even know if I'm allowed to do this on YouTube, so I'll hold it down below. YouTube has flagged every single one of the videos I did with Don. YouTube flagged it.
Really?
For copyright. 2 of them for copyright infringement. Yeah. So, and then I forget what the other one was. Probably like violent rhetoric by Don.
Yep.
Cheers. My first day off. I got a week and a half off. I'm gonna have like the best week and a half ever.
That sounds nice.
But I'm ready. I'm ready. So what do I gotta do?
So you're in the play 2 card phase. You probably have about 15 seconds left to play 2 cards. If you have 2 Reapers, put them in that top row. You might not have any Reapers.
I'm only showing 3. I'm showing 3 cards here.
Yep. So that's your hand.
I don't have any Reapers. Oh shit. I don't know if I ran out of time, but yeah.
Yep. And we'll put a timer in too.
All right. So now I have a Reaper.
Yep. So it's if the cards aren't highlighted in your hand, that means it's not your turn. Just to let you come back, I'm just gonna skip my turn. And I'll let you play through a little bit before I kind of start explaining the actual card phases here.
Okay.
So now on your turn, you draw 3 cards every turn, and you get to play 2 of the 3. So these top 2 middle rows, these are where Reapers can be played, my side, and then your side. And then behind the Reapers is where support cards can be played. And support cards, they are the ones that have health in the middle top of the card.
Okay, I see. Okay.
Like, it definitely does help to read that first infograph, but I also like, I don't know, just hopping into it, I guess.
As the game creator, is it aggravating to watch me not even try to read it and just want to play when we're live?
No. I do. I do the same thing. I would not read that infograph either. I think the game is simple enough where like you will struggle through, a round or 2, but you'll very quickly get the hang of like what the game flow is, right? And
all right, I think I did something.
Yep. So after the play,
there's a whole bunch of fighting going on here. This looks really good. I gotta say, man. This is one of those games where it's gonna be like an addiction for people.
Yeah, and it's like, a lot of the things with it too is that I know we do know things are confusing, right? We're kind of more focused just on the high level gameplay. And I've said this a lot, and I said it on Spaces, I said it last night. Animations are expensive.
Yeah.
Yep.
You don't need animations really to have a very strategic, addictive game, because look at like online poker.
Yep.
Online poker, I remember there was like there was like a snowstorm in the Northeast one time, and I think PokerStars had like over 1 million people on the platform because everyone was just snowed in, and there's no animation. You're just gambling, and this is, I don't know, man. This is actually, I like the play here. I just don't know where I can put my people. Let me see.
Yep. And it's something where if enough people like have that same feeling after they play 5 games, we'll absolutely adjust it. It's always hard for me to gauge because I've been playing and play testing it since like November, right? But like there's only really 7 spots that you, or 8 spots that you can put something on the board. So let's use this one. So like there, it's not an animation, but that card essentially just discards 2 cards from Joe's hand.
Right. Okay, that's what. Okay, I thought I messed something up, but that was your card that you threw, right?
Yep.
I mean, all of these games, every single game that's a back and forth game is basically a more complicated version or a more fun version than just playing like war.
Yep.
It really is. You're just adding other variables or other options instead of just like throwing a random card and whoever gets dealt the luckiest hand in the beginning of the game is going to win automatically. There's just,
Yeah. And you know, one of the biggest things is too is like the balancing aspect. Balancing is really hard. We use a lot of chance in ours, and this relic, you have one and I have one. This is a comeback mechanic based on the board state. So if Joe has 2 more cards in play than I do at the end of my turn, then this bonus activates and vice versa. What does this do? So like this one will do 3 damage to my tombstone, and then it'll kill Joe's Reaper. And after the battle stage, usually comes the support phase. So the cards behind the Reapers, they activate their ability after the battle stage on both sides after each battle stage, and then they always lose 1 health. This is in order to help keep the board actually clear.
I'm going to actually stream this on Twitter.
Go for it.
Let's see.
And like, especially with the release version, one of the things that we want to take feedback on is, are the games too long? Generally, if 2 players are playing with a random deck, they go really long. Neither deck is meant to do anything. So it's kind of like they'll go back and forth because they're not like focused on a specific benefit, I guess I would say. So that's going to be something that like we're open to gain feedback on and hearing, hey, should we make this shorter? Another one is balancing, right? Like we're not going to get everything right, and I know not every card will be useful. So we're trying to see like, is there anything that is glaringly standing out? Is there anything that clearly like needs number tweaking? And we try to make it where the function of the cards is perfect as is. Any changes can just be numerical.
Right. And if you're going to make a drastic change at whatever point, you could just kind of have 2 versions of the game that people can choose, right? Like once you have the player base, I would imagine you'll have like a classic and an updated version if you've, you know, just found some new way to enhance the game, but you don't want to leave behind your players that have always played.
Yep.
All right. So if I don't have a Reaper.
So, and where you put the support, so that's where if you put it right here across my Reaper, it blocks damage to your tombstone from my Reaper.
Say that one more time.
So you put your support in the middle, but
Yeah.
if you put it here, it will block damage to your tombstone, and my Reaper will hit your support
I
instead of
see.
hitting your tombstone.
Okay.
And that is probably the biggest differentiating factor that we have. A lot of people have said Gwent before. I think Gwent is 3 lanes. Ours is 4, where the damage calculation changes depending on what lane they're hitting. That sounds difficult, but like basically Reapers do their damage to other Reapers. They do 1 damage to supports or the enemy tombstone, regardless of their attack.
Got it. Okay. I'm just gonna share this really quick in can't find the Stargaze Telegram. There we go.
Oh yeah, I forgot to put it there. I'm guessing this game will end pretty quick, but like,
what if people like is there a way to pause the game? Is there a way to pause the game?
Nope. And the big reason that there's not a reason to pause the game, if anyone's familiar with Hearthstone, I keep saying Hearthstone, but if you pause an online multiplayer game and it can be competitive, then that's a problem. Because the other person can just sit there forever and not do anything and just force you to quit and lose rank.
Yeah.
Or the other way.
I accidentally left the game.
Yep. No, it alerts me on my side when you leave. I'm kind of proud that you did that, because then I can say that like the game does let you know if your opponent leaves.
All right.
Other cosmetic.
Yeah, Striker, I agree. I don't know. Honestly, Striker, this has been like a horrible week on Twitter in general for me. I've been getting like no action on my stuff. I'm trying to give stuff away the last like 2 weeks, and almost everyone's guaranteed to win because there's so few people. And I did 3 spaces in the last like 24 hours, and everyone was getting rugged. People were just leaving and not coming back. And I had like, it was like I had like 3 spaces that if I planned them again, I could never get them in the same month, never mind the same day. But last night, I had like a Bitcoin maxi guy explaining Bitcoin ordinals, like on like the most basic level, and like why he's a Bitcoin maxi. Basically, it was really interesting. Then this morning, I had the Atom Accelerator DAO talking about like the $7 million in grant money they're trying to allocate, and then TSOS Women from Cosmos collab. So 3 spaces, and like people could not take the microphone. People kept getting kicked out when I would try to give them the microphone without them requesting it. It was like the worst scenario the last 24 hours. I'm going to take a long break from Twitter. I think maybe like the whole week and a half or whatever that I'm off. So
that sounds kind of nice.
Oh yeah, it's nice. I'm sure you're not going to be able to now that you just launched this. So
yeah,
impossible.
Then I guess like, do you have any other questions, or like, do you want to try a different type of game, or like, what do you think?
For people that will watch this like later, maybe they know of Stargaze, they don't have any Sunnyside Reaper NFTs. How do the NFTs fit into this? And I know you said people can just play this. They don't have to have NFTs. They get automatically a mnemonic to save, but they could start playing right away. But how are the NFTs integrated into the game, or how will they be integrated if they're not yet?
Oh no, they are. Here, so I'll go back to my screen and refer
So
to this.
I could play you even though I don't have any NFTs, but you do. So it's like very flexible in that way. There's not
Yeah.
like
So
okay.
yep. So somebody who does not have NFTs, they just pull their Reapers from the Reaper card pool, and then somebody who does have NFTs, they also have the option of pulling from the NFT card pool in addition to the Reaper card pool.
And for people that are already have a Kepler wallet, when I signed into this, it gave me a mnemonic for basically a new wallet, right? And that's meant for a new person who's never had a crypto wallet before. They save
Yep.
that. I would have to create that wallet, you know, a Kepler or whatever, and send just my Sunnyside NFTs to that wallet. And then every time I log in, it's automatically going to come up as playable cards, right? I don't have to even have Kepler wallet on my phone. It's going
Yep.
through the game. Yeah. Okay.
Yep. And then if you want to know how they're actually integrated, I could share my screen of a metadata file.
Sure.
Let me find one real quick.
Strike. It was like a 15 line instructions. Like it would fit on a post-it. I'm sure you could learn how to play this game, but Strike, I'm off this week. I'll play you all week in your time zone because I'll probably be on backwards hours.
Okay. Let's do
Striker, you guys got Blue Point beer in Australia? Probably not. It's a New York thing. I'm sure they have it in lots of parts of the USA, but Blue Point, it's called. It's like a local beer where I'm from. I would say it's like the Long Island version of Sam Adams. It's a big compliment, but I'm biased.
Okay, so let me pull this up and share my screen real quick.
All right. Oh, this is not going to look good on. But you
I
might
can
have
probably
to,
make. I think I can zoom this in though somehow.
if you could Control Plus if it's a regular window. I don't know if that would work.
Yeah.
Ah, nice. Okay. So that's what a metadata file looks like. So what each indent is a category or a trait in the metadata.
Yep.
I mean, it looks like Python, but so that's a JSON file. I've never actually looked at one because I want to always be the user. I don't want to be like the tech person. But yeah, this is pretty cool.
Yeah. So the way that like the NFTs are integrated into the game, so you can see attack, health, crit, block. We removed block from the game, but we kept it in there. So we just set it to 0 for all cards. This one is exclusively visual. Special ability, this is actually the scythe. The scythe represents a special ability. If you see a scythe in the game, it means that Reaper has a special ability. It's a visual cue for it.
Okay.
Faction, this is the color of the Reaper's robe. And this has an effect in the game as well. And then all of this stuff is all visual. And then we have this one called Icon. So this one I'm proud of figuring this out. So the Reaper images themselves, they're 666 by 666 resolution. So in order to reduce network load and increase the load times, what I ended up doing is I resized every image to 125 by 125 and then uploaded that to IPFS. And then I wrote a script that wrote that new IPFS file with those resized images that updated every metadata file with a mini version of itself. So now instead of the game trying to pull in a 3 megabyte or a 1 megabyte file, now it pulls in a 40 kilobyte file.
125 by 125 is just like a typical thumbnail size.
So the cards we were playing with in game, that's a 125 by 125 image, and it works because of the size of the screen. But it doesn't look good if you're not in the game itself. So that's kind of like how that just works. Everything is just pulling from this text file.
So really, it doesn't matter what they really look like, right? You're matching the look to this metadata per token. You have to do this per token, like physically, or
No, I
no?
wrote a script.
Got okay.
Yep. Also, so the scythe and the robes, they have meaningful impact for gameplay. The rest of it is just visual,
Right.
but
Okay.
we wrote it in a way where every Reaper is unique in looks too. So like,
That's
there's
cool.
no, yep, yeah,
So there's enough traits where they'll just be almost endless combinations for the at least for the appearance.
yep, yeah. I
No,
don't remember the total number, but like, yeah, no, there's a ton.
this is cool. When exactly did this become? Did you guys allow other people to play it just a couple days ago, or has it been for a while?
So we originally, the first time we had multiplayer working, we released it. That was a mistake. I don't know. I was just excited. The game was like in a much different state than it was now. Also, again, it's multiplayer, so it needs a player base, right? Like it's going to take time to build that up, even with a finished project.
Yeah.
So we didn't like the first time I played it last night. It wasn't on Google Play. Me and Don played for the first time. I just gave him the APK file. Um, this morning or last night, late at night, that was the first time that other people could download it and play it.
Cool. No, this is good. I'm definitely gonna mess with this the next couple of days. I'm gonna I don't know. Do you have any way to like do some kind of like tournament or like have like an event where you could reward people early on that get
Yeah,
involved? Because sometimes like the hardest part is just like getting the person to download the game. But then there's got to be like, you're like a data collecting guy. There's got to be a thing where like, all right, I know if I get 300 people to download the game, that 50% of them will play more than once, and then 50% of those people will play every couple days no matter what, and then there almost always will be a game going on, right?
right.
So what do you have like a ballpark number in your
Okay.
head where like, all right, I need this many downloads to have a constant player base?
So So we don't really look at it in terms of that. Here's kind of what we're looking at. We have iOS that is going to probably be slightly more than 50% of the potential user base being added with iOS support within a week. So that's going to be a huge part. The second part is that we know at the beginning, until we have single player, it makes it really iffy. So we will do those things like host events, do stars rewards,
Oh, that's cool.
yeah, stuff like that. Then the other aspect is outside of Felbray from Horizons Unbound. I mean, there's not going to be a game in the Cosmos for months, and so if people are looking for gaming, like it's the only game. It's the only game that's functional. So, and not to like hit against like Pixel Wizards. They did a game. It's on chain. I'm considering these two different categories, just to make that clear.
Have you ever played the Rebels game that they had?
Yeah.
I suck at it, but I played it the other day. I don't know why I downloaded it. After like I've known about it for like probably 8 months, and
Yep.
I just downloaded it a few days ago. I'm horrible. Oh, because they're like had like a contest in their Discord, like who can get the high score or something like that. But yeah, that almost has nothing to do with the NFT collection. Yours integrates your NFTs, and that's the community that you've built around those multiple collections all this time. So hopefully you guys can get a player base at least. I'm sure you want people like still testing the game and giving you guys tons of feedback, you know?
Yep. And kind of like on those things, like EJ Skelly's, they did like a little space shooters game. I saw a Rebels game. Um, it's different. They're because I've always said this: if I could go back, I would have done that. Um, those are they're very quick to make and they're very cheap to make. Like I wish we would have done that because people would have got hyped about it, even though like it's like fairly basic. Those things, if you go on Fiverr, there's a bunch of games that are just copy paste of each other, and you just kind of reskin them a little bit. So it's not the same. And I like it's not hating on them because I wish I did it, but I don't want to be grouped with those types of games, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I mean, no, I think if you do like some events, especially as things start to pick up, hopefully in the next couple of months, like you'll definitely get people to play this because, like I said, you know, some people just jumped in now. It's like one click to download, one click to open the game. You make your account in like 5 seconds. You don't need NFTs. You basically copy paste your mnemonic onto Notepad just to get by if you don't want to write it down, and then boom, you're playing.
Yep.
So it could be less than a 1 minute on board.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it absolutely can. That, you know, I told our developer, like, I want a one-click make a deck button. I want the person to be able to go in, click deck builder, make deck, save, out, play in a game.
Was it one of your team, like from the, you know, the four when I interviewed you guys a couple months ago, that actually did build the game, or did you contract that out and just keep the you know, the rights to everything?
Yeah, so when we had him, he realized when we got into the actual game part that he was in over his head. He started to not communicate as much. And like I recognize that. So I just started interviewing people off Fiverr, off Upwork, saying like, hey, like we have this part done. We'd like you to do this. And went from there and just contracted it out and funded it. I mean, there were a ton of challenges along the way. I don't know if you heard the Fantasy Kingdoms group, right? Speak on Spaces, but I went into them hard because I hate games that I don't believe in, and I don't believe in many at all. I don't. There's very few that I believe in. You know, that's why I always shout out Falbray. That's why I always shout out Skelly's. Skelly's, they're doing a very, you know, something I wish I thought of, but they're doing like an empire of these mini games, which is really cool. But most games that come by, it's kind of like you have to show me proof, otherwise I'm not buying it.
Right, because they could just say, "Oh, the game's coming in 6 months. Oh, the game's coming in a year," and then what?
Yeah,
I've seen projects on other chains just keep minting off NFT collections, and I'm like, "There's no way they're building anything." Right? They're giving you some screenshots every couple months, and games are probably like the lowest probability of completing.
Yep.
Right, of anything we've seen in the NFT space. Like, all right, you have like the spectrum, right? You have PFPs where you just like, here's my generative art collection. If you like it, use it for your Twitter profile. That's one end of the spectrum. The other end of the spectrum is not, I don't even think the other end of the spectrum is fractionized off-chain assets or like investment DAOs. I think the furthest end of the spectrum is games. I think the games will be super hard to complete. It's almost like there has to be something else going on besides the game, right? With the, you know, like I just talked to Passage today, and like Strange Clan is like one element of Passage, right? The Passage is like is going to be basically usable in a couple weeks, but like Strange Clan, I don't know. Like I don't even ask because I don't expect it to be done for over a year. It's just very intricate, and it's Unreal Engine. It's not like this. Card games have to be the first generation of games. It has to be. Otherwise, there'd be more games. There'd be so many more.
Well, and so like I always tell people this too. It like no matter what your idea is, it can be copied. I follow other projects from other chains that no one's heard of here, right? And they all got the same card idea, right? Like I know they're there. I know they're Gods Unchained, Skyweaver, and all that. Um, and just depending on the type of game, like, and what are you building? How easy is it to copy? Why do you have a chance at success? And what I look at is in the Cosmos, there's not any like off-chain games being built, and they're all play to earn. So and there's not many of them, and they're still far away. So like we are by far going to be the first person and group, not person, but team to release anything on the App Store. I don't think we're gonna see an App Store game from the Cosmos that is not a cookie cutter for over a year still. So part of ours is just that, if you want to see what NFT gaming is, it's our project. It's not Andromaverse. Like they had millions in funding and they're still about to be in beta. Like I take a good amount of pride in that. Like it's like we shipped it faster. It works. It's in a format that real people can use too, not just gated to crypto community members.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, something else. If I have NFTs and I'm using them in the game, do I have an advantage, or it's just that I own that and there is no duplicate of that in the game?
So the NFTs themselves, they are based on like a power scale. They're all in the same range. You want to build a deck of the same faction. You cannot complete a full deck of the same faction with the cards in the game. So having NFTs is going to be inherently an advantage, but they're not more powerful than the cards that are just seen in the game. They just work together better when you have a full set of them.
Understood. Okay. And then,
Yep.
I said I did get airdropped a few actual cards.
Yep.
What were those airdrops for exactly?
Oh, so that one I will just refer to our infograph. There's a bunch of collections that built into that airdrop.
Okay, I remember the infographic where it had like a left side and a right side, and it was two different cards, right? The right side were just like ratios for collections that minted. The left side, it gave I don't want to call it like the higher value collections, but it was, some of them were like 1-for-1, right? So higher ratio, better ratio airdrops. What was this one? This was just for having the
This was the one on the right, the one with the ratios. The one on the left is the revenue sharing one, and we'll release more info on that drop probably next week. We're splitting the revenue right now, and it's being allocated to that group, but we still have to mint and airdrop that collection.
Okay, got it. Yeah, I wonder if I didn't have my ratios 100%. Oh no, these things are spread out all through my wallet. I see what happened. I see what happened. So people are already selling them. There's already some for sale. It's so crazy. People just like obsessive compulsive flipping NFT. Oh no, there are none for sale. They're
there can't be yet.
They're collection offers. Okay. All right. Why the different art for the NFTs and the playable NFTs? Because your NFTs that you sold, they had no face, right? It was just like the random traits with no face. Why did you come away from that, or was that always the plan?
No. So when we started, there's something I called fake variation. This happens a lot. Mouth expressions, like different color hair, like they're different, but they don't make them look different. And the longer that we did it, we realized like you can't mint a 10K collection and have it all look the same. Like you can, and people get away with it, but like it's so lazy. You see it a lot too. Like the reason why NFTs have no backgrounds generally is because it's easier. It's less work. They're not. It's not based on effort. It's based on or presentation. It's well, let's do plain colors because it's easier to do. So what we did is, we leaned into that plain background kind of color, and then to be able to mint 10K, we needed different facial styles. We needed distinctly different robes, because otherwise you start to introduce fake variation into your collection. So,
and that's what's minting tomorrow.
Yep.
Understood. What? How'd you get on the whitelist for this?
So this part, because I've been getting questions about this, this is exclusive for the Rec Gang holders and the Stargaze, Sunnyside, and Rec Gang partnership to test out the EVM bridge.
Oh, cool. Okay. I mean, so you actually have a meaningful partnership, which a lot of NFT projects do not have.
Yeah.
So, oh wow, a meaningful partnership in the NFT space. I'm gonna make this a clip, and just whenever I don't know what to tweet out, I'm gonna put that out and say, "Hey, look, a meaningful, actual meaningful partnership, first time ever in the NFT space," because everyone's their partners, and like I don't know what the partnerships actually do, and I've been like trying to figure this out for like 3 years.
They do a Twitter giveaway once.
Yeah, no, it's exactly right. It's exactly right.
Yeah, no, I don't know. That kind of wording always like weirds me out. There's a few that do like legitimate partnerships, but not many.
Oh yeah, Striker said, "What a great partnership to have, another heavy hitter in the space." I'm like the slowest person to get to NFT collections. I don't have any wrecked NFTs whatsoever. So you whitelisted their Polygon collection?
So here's how this works. The whitelist started with just my address. Sorry, I'm gonna move my cat. So the whitelist just started with my address. Then what we did is that Zerker took snapshots of the wolves on ETH and trippy wolves on Polygon. We compiled that into a list, and we mark those addresses as eligible. These users, when they connect their MetaMask wallet and their Kepler wallet, what the contract does is it gives them 250 stars and then adds them to the whitelist for this collection.
Wait a minute. How are you connecting the two wallets?
It's through a landing page. It's live on Stargaze, and if you look at their Twitter, they have it posted there.
What do you mean it's live on Stargaze?
Like,
where do I see that?
So if you go to Stargaze, I think there's a banner at the top. Or there was a banner at the top. It's just a link. It's been pretty heavily circulated. If you look at Stargaze's Twitter, you'll see it. If you look at Recgang's Twitter, you'll see it.
What did the link, like, what did it say? Handshake? No, that's different. I've never seen that. And the reason why I'm asking is because when Interchain NFTs goes live, I'm thinking that most people are going to bring stuff over from Evmos to sell on Stargaze. Like that's gonna be like number one.
Oh yeah, I mean the dead chain that Evmos is, yeah, that makes sense.
Never saw this website before. Let me share this. This is actually interesting. Let me share this. So you're saying it will connect a MetaMask with a Kepler wallet, even if the seed words are different, right? Because you're doing it through a website.
Yep.
Okay. Here it is. Yeah, this is like, I don't know what you would call this. Like forced interoperability. I don't know what you would call this. But you're just making one one, you know, Ethereum address, you're basically just saying these are the same people, right?
Yes.
Two
Yeah,
completely
it's
different
just a,
sets of seed words, two different addresses. Really cool. Okay. Okay, I see. It looks like it's definitely a test site, right? It's stargaze.zone/rect. So who Stargaze built this or Rect Game built this?
I think both of them did. I think
Really
it
cool.
Stargaze mostly did, but I don't want to step on toes and be wrong.
Got
But
it.
this is live. This is so every Sunnyside Reaper you see being minted right now, that's a holder of a rec gang on either ETH or Polygon.
Is Stargaze doing an airdrop to Ethereum users?
So this one is funded through the foundation, and this is a pretty small ask. It's 250 stars per claim. The total amount that can be claimed is 1,125. But if you want to know how many people claimed, just look at the how many are on the whitelist. Or it's a portion. It's under how many are on the whitelist for Sunnyside Cemetery.
You're on Stargaze team.
Yep.
NFT NYC is next week,
Yep.
right? I don't know if you could use this, but what if a bunch of creators got together and said, look, let's make a collection that Ethereum users can mint for free. And they get one mint. Let's say I'm just making this up. Sunnyside, Bad Kids, T-Sauce, Women from Cosmos, whatever. They all get together and they each put out 1,000 NFTs for like a special, like almost like a Genesis mint, where MetaMask connected to a Keplr wallet for the first time. You don't get an airdrop, but you get to mint something for free. And then it goes to your wallet along with, like, let's say 1 star token, just so you could do other stuff on the chain if you need to pay fees or whatever.
Yep.
Is that possible with something like this? You think it would get gamed really bad?
So, and just a comment quick, Striker, no, it is literally the only reason a whitelist exists for this collection is because of this partnership. Otherwise, there would not be a whitelist at all.
Striker's upset.
I've been getting comments all day on it. I'm like, it's
I
to
like
help onboard
when
new
the
users.
whitelists are like really hard to get. I like when people have to actually like do something to get the whitelist, and they're not just like I hate giving away whitelists. Just whatever.
Oh, I do too.
So you know what I make people do? I make people fill out a Google form to claim the whitelist spots that I get, just so like a higher percentage of people actually are gonna mint.
Yep.
So yeah. But anyway, sorry to interrupt.
So first comment is the free minter is going to be public, I think, in 2 days. There will be a free minter public and usable, I think, in 2 days. Then when it comes to like the airdrop thing, so this can be replicated. I don't think you can just go to random projects. I think you need there needs to be set up for this to like function correctly. You can't just go to you can't just say, hey, we're going to do this for BYAC, right? Like they're just gonna be like, well, sell it, right? Like they're just gonna be like, what do you care? Like, so like it needs to be a relationship. Like I talked to Berserker about this beforehand. I said, hey, would this be something that you guys are interested in? I know that you guys mentioned that you would have rather had that Lavana spot. And I just kind of worked with him to make it happen. So it can be used to fund ETH projects. I'm iffy on if it can actually be used in that way where like the Lavana prop, you don't give users 100, stars. Like that's just not going to work.
No. But I'm saying you would do a free mint and maybe pay the creators who participate in the free mint directly from, let's say, community pool or something like that. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here, but Striker's in the chat, and what's interesting is Striker is another NFT he's a Cardano NFT collector like I was, and I have a like during the peak bull market, I think Cardano NFTs were like my third biggest crypto holding, and it was like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and then Cardano NFTs. They're having like such massive problems on Cardano with a big NFT community. This would be a pretty, you know, obviously it's not ready now, but there has to be an opportunity to onboard people here because
Yep.
they're having issues of like their pump and dumps are no longer working. They realized the big projects kind of extracted a lot of value out of the space and slowed their development down because of the market. A lot of the DeFi protocols on Cardano are just straight up rug pulls or have very predatory tokenomics. They don't have TVL on the chain, right? So
Yep.
the NFTs are finally suffering, and there's a lot of infighting. So, and they have like, I don't know, I would say they're equal to Polygon in volume, right? They're
Yep.
like right, and for the longest time they were way ahead of Polygon, but Polygon has just like surged the last like 60 days or whatever, 90 days.
Yep.
Man, that would be such a good community to hit and just be like, hey, you have there are way more NFT collectors than DeFi users on Cardano. Like I would say it's probably like 10 to 1. That's
Yep.
it's inverse every other chain because NFTs and native tokens were live on Cardano before they had smart contracts by about 6 months. There was nothing to do except buy and sell NFTs. And that's just how it is. It's just that would be such a, if there's a way to like kind of get over there and just say, hey, you're like a whale on Cardano, but guess what? Now you can't sell any of your NFTs because liquidity is drying up. Just play around on this chain for a while, wait out the bear market, and I bet you they get hooked.
That part will go above my head on.
Yeah, of course. But you're at least you're privy to some of the stuff where like I don't know if things are possible or not. I just have like I get hit with a bolt of lightning and then like the idea leaves if I don't spit it out.
No, I got you. I think because this works with MetaMask. So
Right.
yeah, so it's looking at MetaMask, whereas I don't think Cardano is MetaMask,
Now,
right?
Cardano is very isolated. I think they'll be the last chain, like proof of stake chain, to have interoperability. Like
Okay,
they may never have it. So
gotcha.
it really is like a maximalist community. But I
Yep.
think now a lot of them are realizing like they put all their eggs in the wrong basket
Yeah.
because now, you know, like it's a very strange community. They claim to be to be like in it for the tech, but none of them can explain any of the tech whatsoever. It's just very complicated, and even to use their wallets is a big pain in the ass.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. I remember seeing Cardano had like it was like 3 or 10 cents. And I wanted to buy it. I couldn't figure out how to buy it, so I never bought it.
Oh shit, man! You know, I bought Cardano in 2017.
Yep.
ADA. It was available on Bittrex for like 2 cents, and I don't know what I was thinking. I just bought like $100, right? So like, what is that? 2,000, and then I bought like another 2,000 when it was at 3 cents. I never sold it, so it doesn't even matter what I bought it for. So
Yep.
you know, like my 10,000 ADA that was like killing it in the bull market. I didn't do anything with it. I bought NFTs, created a bunch of taxable events, and now I can't sell the NFTs. It's the worst.
Well, that's how it goes.
It's the worst.
Don't
Hey,
worry.
Striker, you still got those goats on Cardano? They had a game they were supposed to build like 2 years ago with goats. They were really cool, actually, the little goat NFTs. But man, oh man, I got stuck with a couple of those. It's very frustrating. They do have a
What?
couple like really good projects though, like that run like companies, which I love. But they also have like 20,000 NFT collections. So like there's bound to be like 10 good ones. So
Yeah.
it's and their number one project, it came out that the artist stole the art from like 8 other artists. So they couldn't even fix it. Like they were like, wow, he stole art from 8 completely unassociated artists. So they can't even like if it was from like one person, they could have done something. And that's their number one collection. The floor price for the longest time was like $5,000 to $10,000. It was a PFP collection.
Okay. Yep. I mean, think about it though. Like derivatives do great. So why make something original when you basically know you can sell something better that's not as creative, right?
Derivatives are familiar for people, and they just assume there's going to be an opportunity to flip. I mean, remember, Stargaze Punks was number one for a long time.
Yeah.
Bad Kids flipped them.
Yeah.
T-Sauce flipped them. And I bet you ONFT will flip them. One of their collections will flip them. And Stargaze Punks was like the gold standard. And now, like you said, Andromaverse, don't know. Are they making their own chain or something? I don't know.
They're supposedly still making it. They're migrating the eggs to Polygon, and then supposedly they're going to their own chain later. But this kind of like, this gaming hub idea, it sounds great on paper. I don't think most people realize how many gaming hub projects there are. Like, what makes yours desirable? Why do I want to build on your platform?
And by gaming hub, you mean it will be on chain?
So maybe I'm misconfusing Andromaverse. I thought that they wanted like other stuff to be built on it too, but I'm not sure.
I mean, you would have to, because like it's expensive to run a chain, right? You need to pay 100 validators somehow. Otherwise, like I just saw someone tweeted out the amount of money it costs to like run relayers, and it was like 500 something a week. And I was like, oh, why would you become a validator knowing that every 2 years there's a bear market and you lose money? Across Cosmos, the thing that no one talks about that like blows my mind every night when I go to bed, it's like 60% of the validators are running their businesses at a loss.
Oh yeah.
Like how does that work? Like it'd be like if you walk down like the main center of your town and you were like, this pizzeria is losing money, this Taco Bell is losing money, this Hallmark store is losing money. Oh, this Walgreens is okay. And then you go and like 75% of the businesses in your town are running at a loss. Like how is that good for, like, that's not a good look for proof of stake at all. Now, I'm not saying Cosmos, I think proof of stake in general, that like that's is that the business? Is that like the business of proof of stake? You just like you're in it for those bull markets and that's all? What if it don't come?
No, I know. I guess that one's hard for me to answer because like when we did the validators, we had like very specific reasons for doing it. It's more of a branding thing. But like if you're like a mom and pop shop, maybe you run it in-house, right? So it's just on your own computer. So you don't have an upkeep, like how to run it. I know people that do that. So you don't incur those same costs. But if you have to have someone like managing it and like host the servers, like AWS, I think you're really just buying into it and hoping that long term it was worth it. That's the only thing I can think of.
I know, but like it's such bad business. Like I feel like every time there's a bear market, I think that validator sets on certain chains should shrink. Right.
Yep.
And like I have 3 Gata NFTs, right? They're like they've been maintaining like super high floor price for a long time, like 6,000 to 8,000 stars. And
is that the one with my favorite art?
Yes. And we get paid out like fractions of Atom and stuff every month, which is cool. But they have a bunch of losing validators. They actually have a validator deep into the active set on the hub. And I'm thinking like, why don't you just like eliminate those other validators, sell everything into Atom and push your Cosmos validator like higher up on the active set? There must be a reason why nobody does that. Like because maybe it's happening and I just don't pay attention enough, but my thinking would be like, all right, if I run 10 validators, 10 different chains right now, like maybe 3 of them are profitable depending where I'm at in the active set.
Yeah.
I would just put everything into like basically the Cosmos Hub, because almost all those validators, even if you're really low on the active set, you're profitable at least a little bit.
Yep.
I just don't see it. But you guys have that partnership, right? The validator on stars. Your Sunnyside's part of that, right?
No, not anymore.
Oh, you're not. Okay.
No, that one. I mean, that was a whole thing. Yeah, I don't like. It wasn't a thing between like the people I was partnered with. It had to deal with. Yeah, it doesn't matter. But yeah, no, I dropped out of that one a little bit ago.
I got approached a couple times to be like partner validator, and I
Yep.
was like, I don't like to get involved in things that I know nothing about, and I don't know anything about that.
Yeah.
And we saw it turn out very badly for one big Twitter account, and it turned out really bad
Oh,
for that
Crypto Mo.
man. Oh man, it turned out really bad for him.
I
And
guess
he
I'm
was
wrong.
not, he's clearly not running the validator, right? Someone else is that he can't get in touch with whenever he wants. And I was thinking, like, man, oh man, I would hate to ruin all my work, and my work is like not full time, right? I only do my YouTube shit and my Twitter shit when I can, but it's still like if I had to estimate like how much hours I put in like a month,
Yep.
it's like 50 hours at least every month. Like it's 1,000 hours over the last since I started. It would be ruined with one slashing event that I
Oh yeah,
can,
yeah.
and I don't understand slashing even. So like oh my god, validators don't do the right thing; they get slashed. But yeah, it's just I I hope Stargaze gets more like project validators, because that'll be the chain that's like the most active in governance, and it's
See, and what I've wanted, like one of the ideas that I had is that projects that dedicate, say, 80% of their mint proceeds, and it's based on like revenue, they get like foundation delegations. So
wait on stars.
yeah, no, this is an idea. This is not what currently happens.
Yeah, no, because I'm also thinking what you're talking about is true.
Yeah,
The NFT collection validators, I mean, obviously they have to be able to do it. It can't just be every project running a validator, but they're more likely to self stake than
yeah,
like if you go down the Cosmos Hub, like no one's self staking. So some big companies are self staking like 0.0001% on their validator.
yep,
Like that's they're basically using leverage in governance with other people's tokens.
yeah.
It,
Oh, 100%.
but finish your idea, because I think I'm gonna probably like this. So
Yeah, so and it doesn't have a super meaningful impact, but it helps creators and it protects against token dumping. If projects agree to stake, a certain amount of their proceeds or more from the mint, then they get like a 3 or 6 month like bonus delegation from the Stargaze Foundation or community pool. So they earn extra yield, move up a little bit in the validator set, and it's just kind of minor, but like it's to more support these artists that are going the extra step. Also, Lil Gaines would be happy to stake with you guys.
pretty sure they use the same guy as Crypto Like Mo for their validator.
Good guy.
No, you know what's funny? Like Cosmos Spaces does not push out their validators enough. And like it was only like a couple months ago where I realized they even had like more than one validator. I'm like, dude, you have 9 validators. Like, why aren't you just shouting this from the rooftops? You guys have the
Like
most,
Don.
you guys have the most, the most spaces. Well, Gaines, what do you need to know to be able to do that? Is it actually one of like you, Eric, or someone else on the team that's actually able to like do the upgrades and upkeep with the validator, or do you have a partner? Because for me, I just don't know how it works. And I was approached a couple times and I was like, this is looks like a bad idea for me. But also I figured out the way to run my social media channels at like the biggest loss possible. Like I've refused to make money for some reason, and it's just I regret saying no to some of these. I said no to everything so far. So maybe one day I'll go to heaven and it'll all come back to me. Michael, I say I don't know Michael, but you have like a specialist on your team. IBC Mafia is one of those people who does not sleep, just monitors the Cosmos ecosystem 24/7. By the way,
yeah, I feel like that. I'm not always like watching the Cosmos ecosystem, but like, I'm usually around.
Well, hopefully you got out what you wanted to get out. I don't know if you want to continue this and just talk to Gaines, or you want to like say anything else about the game itself.
Yeah, so I'll just hit on like the big points again.
Do that. Yeah, definitely.
So right now we are in whitelist, and it's for rec gang only to test new technology and bring in new users to Stargaze. Public mint goes live tomorrow. The NFTs are fully integrated into the game. It is live on the Google Play Store. It will be live on the App Store within a week for iOS. And then we are also doing a non-featured collection card pack, which is 10 NFTs that work in the game for a 20% discount. And then we also airdrop you a badge. So those are kind of the big points that we have going. And, the game's not done. This is like the first time we can release it, and we're going to keep working on it.
Cool. No, I'm happy that you guys basically hit your benchmarks like every step of the way, I would imagine, right? Like you guys were like hell bent on doing XYZ in a specific way from the beginning. And I would say like most NFT projects are not as calculated. They're just like kind of go with the flow. Hey, look at our art. Oh, let's have some Discord contests. Let's go on Twitter and stuff. You guys were like marching along, and well, you said it would be Q1. I think you told me Q1, so it's Q1. No, it was Q1 like a couple days ago.
Yeah, I was gonna say it. Like we did have to delay a little bit, but no. One of the things is people like to overpromise because that's what sells. It sells really good. Great for them. But a lot of projects trap themselves, and then they turn themselves into a rug once they realize that you can't do this. So
most projects become a rug. They don't intend to be rugs. So I agree. Yep. I agree with that. And it's because it's just like it's easy to not be realistic in this space. It's very easy.
You're almost encouraged to be, because you got 5 other guys saying things that they're never going to do, and they're selling. So now you have to up your game to be able to sell your stuff.
I was talking to a creator, and he was like, "Yeah, man, I released my whole roadmap. My team is doxed, blah, 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 blah. Like, why is no one buying the NFTs?" And I was like, you told the truth. You can't do that. You got to leave a lot of room for imagination. You got to say like, here's our roadmap, 3 things instead of like 17. And like, we have other things we're thinking about doing, but we can't tell you yet. Like that's the language that the successful NFT creators use. And it works for everyone except me, because I've been teasing my NFT project, and not one person's DM me like, "What about your NFT project?" Not one person. So that's how I know it's going to be good.
Yeah. No, I agree. Like it's a weird space to be in. And no, yeah, thank you, Striker. Like that's
He's right. Let me put that up there.
Yeah. The whole step of like everything we've done, it has been I really dislike what is popular in the space. I think it's mostly like, I don't like what sells in the space. It's not genuine. It's, spend $200 for this image, and in 5 years we might have something for you. It's this is going to be the biggest game ever. If you guys want to know how real games do, go to the Reddit r/game dev and look at the graveyard of games that just exist in there.
I would imagine. Yeah, gaming is not my thing, but like I could only imagine how many thousands of games have been released in the last year, right?
Oh yeah. Yep.
It and like people are still playing Monopoly.
Yeah.
So it's so hard like to crack that. It's so hard.
Yeah.
Like think about what people are playing right now. Monopoly, chess, right? It's like the games that have been around for 1,000 years. It's like you really got to get people's attention. You have to make it super easy, and then it's got to have like that, like
It's got to have a hook.
the addiction. And like I think collecting the NFTs, if you want to, is the hook. I think that's what it is. I think that will be the hook. So
Yeah.
last question. You don't have to answer this if you don't want. How will you keep up with development? Can you monetize this going forward to just basically um, give you guys flexibility to make changes if you have to bring on a dev or whatever the case may be? Or is this like, here's the game and that's it?
No, so what we have right now is we have the iOS funded, and we have also a wager mode funded. Wager mode is where two players can play against each other. They bet stars against each other. The winner takes all the stars. The project takes a cut. So we now appeal to the gambling crowd, the degen crowd. That's one of the primary ways that we're going to be looking to do. One of the other things that we're looking at is because the API works with any blockchain, we would like to do, smaller collections on other chains that might not be into Stargaze. Cosmos is all very easy to hit. That's like another way. 10% of all primary revenue and 10% of all secondary revenue goes specifically towards game development. Like
Cool.
it doesn't get distributed to the team. Then with that said though, so at this point, like I will not be personally dumping $5, $10, $15,000 into the game anymore. If it's like 1 to 2,000 to bring something big into the game, we'll absolutely do it. But past this point, we kind of want to now transition to, we're going to try to have wager mode, 10% of primary mints from Cemetery, and the royalties do the primary funding mechanisms, and we'll bring in new features based on that.
Cool. No, it's smart. And you guys now become the consultants for anyone trying to build a mobile game, at least in the Cosmos ecosystem, I would imagine, right? Like you guys could get people from like point A to point Z a lot faster than they would if they had to do everything from scratch themselves. And Cosmos is just a gambling ecosystem with a couple of dexes thrown in there. Is what I'm seeing, right? It was like basically Fortis, Raccoon.bet, and now we're wagering on mobile games. I think this is actually a good direction for crypto, because crypto's all about gambling. It's like an excuse. Like the stock market's too slow for people in crypto. So
yeah.
No,
but yeah,
this is cool. When are you guys going to make the next game?
So, I've thought about that. It is so far away. Like
I heard you say so many times, I wish I did it this way. I wish I did it this way. I already know 2024 is going to be the year of the new game. So
I've thought about it before, but like I think it'll be crowded at that time. The cookie cutter games are so easy to make. Like when you see one of them, there's going to be 10 more of them once somebody else thinks that they can do it.
There's room for a game where you have to do things in real life as part of the game. Like one time, and I'll end it. For all the like the 600 people in the chat, I'll end it soon. But there was one time, like I like my neighbor who's like 50 years old. He was just standing in the middle of the street, like looking at his phone, and I'm like, "Are you all right, man?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm just looking for Pokemons." I'm like, "What the hell are you talking about?" There's room for a game where you're collecting NFTs if you want to, playing some kind of card game, doing something in real life. I don't know, answering like sports trivia. Like there's got to be room for some kind of game like that.
I've talked to a guy that worked on it. I think he's legitimate, but he only had like 50 followers. I keep telling him, message me on Telegram or Discord. By the way, if anyone's ever trying to get a hold of me, don't message me on Twitter. That is the worst way to try to get a hold of me. I end up ghosting like half the people who message me on Twitter.
You're better than me. I wish I had the discipline to do that, but yeah, they like maybe like next year, I'll fine tune my idea for like a in real life game that uses possibly NFTs if it makes sense, but it's like crypto is definitely in the game to like facilitate some kind of economy. I'll go to Sunnyside Reapers with my idea, my whole pitch deck, which will be on Google Slides probably, like my thumbnails are, and we'll 2024. If I could follow through, we'll have a huge partnership. It'll be like I don't even know, if like Delta Airlines merge with JetBlue, it'll be something huge for Cosmos.
I'm with it.
No, dude, I appreciate it. For people that don't know, Spaces, Bonzi just like says everything that I want to say, but there'd be a lot more like aggression and cursing if I said it. And I did have an idea when the bull market kicks up again, me, you, and Don podcast. I think that would be hilarious. I think it would be good too.
Yeah,
I think it would be good.
No, I'm game with that.
I two people I agree with the most in Cosmos is Don and Bonzi. I don't know if it's good for me, my future in Cosmos or not, but it's just I don't know what it is. There's like a synergy there of ideas and just approach. So anyway, thanks for doing the live stream, man. And hopefully we do this again, maybe live stream some kind of like tournament or like challenge that you guys have with the game soon.
Yeah, absolutely. And, thanks for hosting, Joe. I know it was short notice. So
No problem at all. I did get canceled by Don, but I have leverage over him. I have a lot of leverage over Don. He will not admit it. He postures. I could buy his whole DAO with like one Joe NFT, and he knows it.